Hey, 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 it's Dr. Joe from Atlanta. Happy Wednesday. Pre-Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm sure a lot of the cookers are out there already cooking. My wife started yesterday and she made some deviled eggs yesterday, and today she baked some pies and starting to work on the turkey. And so tomorrow's the big day. All right, so we're in the flu and cold season, and we've been asked to kind of downsize our Thanksgiving get together, whether it's that or whether we're talking about COVID-19. What I'm going to share with you tonight is relevant probably year round, and especially in the winter months when we get to be more confined indoors and we start sharing germs. So have you wondered how you can maybe protect yourself more than just, oops, wrong one. We're going to talk about 9 strategies to keep germs out of your house and out of you. And I know there's the trilogy, the social distancing, which I'd rather call physical distancing. There is hand washing and wearing the mask. But the 9 strategies I'm going to talk about are going to be, in addition to that, one of them will be a variant of the hand washing one. But before we do that, I'd like to give you a little primer on the immune system and how it works. You know, we have 2 lines of defense, first and second line of defense. The first line is called the innate immune system. It is the one you're born with. It's the one that's powered up by some special cells called phagocytes, the natural killer T cell. They literally eat the invading germ. And there was a wonderful study that was published, actually a nice review, in the Journal of Sport and Health Science in May of 2019, last year. And the title was The Compelling Link Between Physical Activity, Nutrition, and Your Weight and Your Body's Defense System. They reviewed 179 papers, studies, and they concluded there are 3 essential things that you need to follow to power up and support your innate immune system. One is you want to exercise moderately. It's called the J curve. You don't want to be sedentary, and you probably don't want to overdo it. Moderate exercise, 3 to 5 times a week for 30 minutes at a time, and it could just be walking. That's what we're talking about. It apparently supports our immune system and those cells I just mentioned. Number 2 is you want to flood your body with polyphenols, which is in plants, all those wonderful colors when you go to the produce section. And the third one is you want to make sure that your weight is in check. You can be a little overweight, but you don't want to be obese. Apparently, if you're class 1 obese or worse, it negates the benefits of the other 2. And yesterday, I mentioned the addition of Shannon Hall to my wellness team. And she lives down in Florida. She's down close to Orlando. And she is a former American gladiator. And she can be reached at shannonh.forgerx@gmail.com. She is going to be doing some virtual coaching. And she's got 30 years of experience in that. And she's a certified health coach, fitness coach, nutrition coach. She's done it for a while. And I think especially you ladies and patients of mine will gravitate to her. And if you look at some of my other posts, you can see the link that takes you right to her calendar, so you can schedule a consultation. And now that a lot of the gyms are practicing distancing, physical distancing, and a lot of the group classes have been downsized or canceled. Many of the gyms, including ours, has gone virtual, and it's just something that you got to do right now. And hopefully things will get back to more normal. But in the meantime, we have this virtual component, and Coach Shannon is available. So shout out to her. Okay. So back to the 9 strategies to keep germs out of your house and out of you. And I mentioned the 3 things, the physical distancing. I like physical better than social distancing, and washing your hands and wearing masks. So the first one is washing your hands, but guess what? apparently we neglect to wash our thumbs. And if you think about the remotes that you push when you're watching TV or Netflix, and you're working your phone, your smartphone, using your thumb a lot. So your thumb gets contaminated. Now, I was washing my hands today, and I was specifically watching, do I really wash my thumbs? And I think I do a pretty good job. It may be because I'm a surgeon, and it's out of habit that I want to get every finger and get in between. But apparently, most people, when they wash their hands, they kind of focus on their fingers and they forget the thumb. So don't forget the thumb. And so that's number one. And the number two out of that one is directly related to that. After you wash your hands, what are you doing with your hands? And, are you picking your nose? Are you biting your nails? Are you just nervously chewing on your fingers? Children do that. And some adults do that too. So it's nice that you wash your hands, but then if you touch a contaminated cell phone, smartphone, or your tablet, or your channel changer, and then you put your hands to your face, it may be a habit that you want to start consciously thinking about breaking. So wash your hands, don't forget your thumb, and then watch what you're doing with your hands. So that's one. And two, the next one is something that the Japanese do, and it's in their culture. It's a tradition of theirs, and they don't walk into the house with their street shoes. And I think that's something we should adopt immediately. Immediately. Walk into the house and then put your shoes there where you come in by the garage, or leave it right there in the foyer or outside the garage, and then, slip into your house shoes, your slippers, or wear a thick pair of socks. Now that it's winter, probably not a good idea to be running around barefoot, because we drag in a lot of the stuff that we walked around in. So think about it. That's really something we should be adopting immediately. Don't walk around the house with your street shoes. Ladies, what are you doing with your purse? If you're going to a restaurant or something, you set it down on the floor. People have been sitting there with their shoes in their feet, and they've been trampling around with that. Now you're taking that purse, you're setting it down there. Probably not a good idea to put it there. And then you bring it home, you set it on a counter or kitchen counter, and guess what? Now you've contaminated the counter. So keep your purse closer to you, and keep it maybe next to you, right on your chair or on the bench or wherever you are, or hang it on the back of the chair. So don't put it down on the floor. Bathrooms, I mentioned cell phones, and this recommendation is not to bring your cell phone into the bathroom. Think about it. You might be contaminating the cell phone. So, if you do bring it into the bathroom, you may want to wash your hands, obviously, immediately after that. And then you may want to wipe down your phone and maybe wash your hands again. It might be a good idea, so that you don't, cross-contaminate things. Toothbrushes. This is probably mostly for children, especially if they're sharing rooms. And, you keep the toothbrush in a jar or something, and the toothbrushes are not touching each other. That's how you can cross-contaminate it. Husband and wife, partners, they probably keep that separate. But if you keep it in the same dish or in the same jar, you may want to think about keeping them separate so the bristles don't touch each other. Again, you can cross-contaminate there. And don't forget the handles, in addition to the obvious ones, the door handles. Think about the things that you touch: your refrigerator door handles, your microwave door handle, your oven door handle, your car door. You may want to periodically wipe that down. Next one is sheets and pillowcases and towels. My wife is very good about washing those things at least once a week. The recommendation is to wash it at least every other week. And then if someone does get sick and they recover, or while they're struggling with whatever they've got, a respiratory illness, you probably want to wash them even more frequently. So that's about 8 of them. The final one is a little touchy, whether you get the flu shot or not. And sometimes it's best to just leave that one out. It is kind of a personal decision. The CDC does recommend that everybody older than 6 months get a flu shot. And it is a quadrivalent vaccine now. That means ever since the swine flu of 2008, which is H1N1, that year, people were asked to get a second flu shot, H1N1, in addition to the one that year was probably a bivalent vaccine. We've gone to trivalent, now we're quadrivalent. So every year, the swine flu, H1N1, will always be one of the 4, and there's 3 additional ones that are picked. It is a little bit of a crapshoot. The joke is that this year's flu shot may be good for last year's flu. It does not protect you. It doesn't protect you 100%. It reduces your risk probably by about 50%. And let me dispel a myth. You cannot get the flu from the flu shot. Impossible. So someone says, hey, I got the flu shot and then I got the flu. I'm not going to get it this year. You may have gotten the flu, but it was not from the flu shot. Someone gave you the flu. And obviously, it was a strain that probably was not covered by the quadrivalent vaccine. So do not fear that you can get the flu from the flu shot. You might feel a little viremic. You might get a little achy wherever the shot was given to you, usually in the arm. It might feel a little achy. And that may go on for a while. And by a little bit of Tylenol or over-the-counter anti-inflammatory will address that. And so that's the thing with the flu shot. And I think that kind of wraps it up. Let me just kind of go through them again. Wash your hands. And don't forget to wash your thumbs. Then watch what you do with your hands. Shed your shoes. Don't bring them in the house. You know, let's be more Japanese there. And you ladies, elevate your purse. Or if you have other bags, think about it. You go in the airport, you're setting the bag down, and then now you're putting it up on a counter. Same thing. Watch where you put that. You may want to put it up on a chair. Watch those cell phones that you bring in the bathroom. You may want to wash your hands and wipe down the cell phone as well. Separate those toothbrushes. Don't forget handles other than door handles. Change your sheets and your pillowcases. And towels, probably wash them every week would probably be a good idea. Every other week is upper limit of normal. And then think about getting the flu shot. So on that note, I hope that we all have a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow. Don't forget to Skype or Zoom call with those that you wanted to get together with but couldn't get together. I think, with all the technology we have now, we have ways to reach out to them. So I hope you enjoyed this. 9 strategies to keep your germs out of your house and out of you. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.